MacBook Pro with M1 chip was launched in November 2020 and I immediately ordered it and got it delivered on December 2020, to be very precise, 2nd December 2020. And here's my review for using this MacBook for 800 plus days. It is said that Mac receives OS update for 8 years after it is launched, with 5 years of new OS launches plus 3 years more for security and bug fixes. And a typical MacBook Pro has a lifespan of 7 plus years. So in that sense, this is the 3rd year of this Mac and it is a very good buy in the year 2023. I can confidently say that this is the best Mac ever I've owned because of the M1 chip inside it. So I've been using this Mac for more than 2 years now without any protection, without any case, without any film on the screen, and it has held up quite nicely. There is no major dents, no scratches on the body. This Mac feels dense and heavy, and if you compare with any laptop, any Windows laptop, this feels premium. The hinge has held up very nicely if you compare with the older MacBooks, and opening it with one hand is a bliss. The smoothness and the confidence that it gives, you can't find in any Windows laptop. This shows how much Apple has given into the weight distribution of this laptop, hence you can open with one hand very easily. On left hand side of the Mac, you can find two Thunderbolt 3 ports, which are basically USB-C ports, and on the right hand side you can find a 3.5mm jack. Well, this is not a problem for me because I mostly use wireless things like AirPod, AirPlay, AirDrop. But if you are someone who are connecting these to the monitors, are using external hard drives, then you have to be a dongle master. It has a backlit keyboard which is awesome to type. It has right travel that is needed for it to work flawlessly and give you a good feedback. I just love typing on this keyboard, and this is the best thing that I love in this Mac. This Mac has a all non-famous touch bar. The touch bar changes with the app or with the windows that is open on your Mac. But to do very basic tasks like reducing or increasing the brightness, reducing the volume, increasing the volume, you have to do 2 taps and do it very diligently. So not a good touch bar. But when you are typing, it gives you auto suggestions which are quite useful. The Touch ID is just flawless and it works like in every Apple device. It is in matte finish and it doesn't attract fingerprints. There is a trackpad, a Force Touch trackpad, which is made up of glass, and inside there is a haptic engine which Apple has mastered it. It has great multi-finger gestures. It is never a miss, unlike the Windows laptop. It does have an awesome speaker with the right balance of lows, mids and highs. You can definitely entertain yourself with some videos, binge watching and music podcast of your choice. Listen to one of my favorite podcasts.
That the average attention span for a human was 8 seconds.
Yeah.
What they did is they got people in the room, they gave them tasks, and they would throw distractions their way.
But things are not as perfect. There is a crackling sound at some frequencies in some songs in this laptop. And this problem is there in M1 MacBook Air and even M2 MacBook Air and Pros. Let me give you an experience to exactly what I'm saying. I hope you got a little bit of sense for what I'm talking about, but I feel it is not a deal breaker and can be managed very easily. I feel this 720p camera and the mic system is sufficient for doing online meetings and doing FaceTimes with your loved ones. Let me show you the mic quality and the camera quality. So this is the camera quality and the voice quality of M1 MacBook Pro, and I think it's fine. Now let's talk about the best thing of this MacBook Pro, which is the battery. I have till now never faced any kind of issue wherein I am in search of a plug point wherein I can charge my laptop. I've traveled a lot with this laptop. I've used this at my home. I've used it in my office and I faced zero issues in terms of battery. The battery charges till 50% in half an hour and full charge happens somewhere in 2 hours 10 minutes because the adapter that you get with this laptop is 61 watt. But let me tell you, the benchmark set by this laptop in terms of battery, and if you talk about the Windows laptop, they are nowhere near to it. After some 800 days and around 160 plus of cycles of charging, my battery health is 95%, which I feel is awesome. With all this battery comes the amazing performance, and all thanks to the M1 chip. I've not faced any freezing issue, any screen lags, any jitters in this MacBook till date. You throw any software and anything on it and it will tread very easily. Editing on this Mac is great, but 2 months back I got myself a M1 Pro MacBook Pro 16 inches. There were two reasons mainly behind that. One was I needed a bigger screen and something which is lappable so that I can move around and do the editing. I don't want to attach external monitors, sit at one place and do editing. My way of editing is doing editing at anywhere, maybe on my bed, maybe on my couch, anywhere. So I needed a very good laptop which has a good screen set. So I opted for a 16 inches one this time, and I also opted for M1 Pro. The reason was in M1, editing is good in Final Cut Pro, iMovie or any other software. But the problem is all my footages are usually 4K 60 FPS. And if I add more than 2 layers in Final Cut Pro in this M1 MacBook Pro, there is a lag. It can manage, but as I want to create a good content within a limited period of time, so that I could not manage. Hence, I shifted to M1 Pro MacBook Pro. And you know, practically I've never heard the fans on this Mac. If you own a Intel Mac or any Windows laptop, you exactly know the issue that you face with the fan. It is so noisy. I have personally never felt the need of fan in this Mac. So this is an ultimate laptop in that sense. The newer Mac version, which is Ventura, works awesomely well in this without any glitches, without any issues. The most important thing in any laptop, in any Mac, you want an awesome battery which can last you at least 4 to 5 hours and an awesome performance. So this laptop is very close to ideal. But there are some issues, some cons in this laptop. I faced one major issue after usage of 1 year with this Mac. The colors were washed out and I had to go to Apple. They really helped me out and they told me to reset the NVRAM, which is non-volatile RAM. When I reset it, everything was fine. Until date, I haven't faced any kind of issue. The second issue is one I showed you, that at some frequencies in some songs there is a crackling sound, very irritating. Third issue is if you're doing very heavy editing with more than 2-3 layers with heavy transitions, then this MacBook might face the heat. And the fourth issue are the ports. So if you see closely, on left hand side there are 2 Thunderbolt ports and they're very close to each other. I feel these are very less ports for somebody who was using external monitors, hard drive, etc. But let me tell you, these issues are something which I'm nitpicking it, because this laptop, as I told before, is very close to an ideal laptop. Who should buy it? It is very good for a normal user, a college going student, somebody who wants to start a side hustle, somebody who is into content creation. For those kind of people, this laptop is very, very good, very useful. Getting hands-on on this laptop in 2023 is little tough. What you can do is buy M1 MacBook Air, which is easily available on Apple website and elsewhere. M1 MacBook Air doesn't have an exhaust fan, which is absolutely fine. As I told you, while using the Pros, I haven't heard the fan getting into action. The second thing which is lagging in the Air is the touch bar, which is also not of that much use. Third thing is the brightness of the screen, 100 nits less than the MacBook Pros. MacBook Pros M1 is at 500 nits maximum brightness and MacBook Air is 400 nits. Air has 7-core GPU, Pros have 8-core GPU. I don't think it will make much of a difference in any kind of performance. You can get a MacBook Air M1 chip 256GB on Apple website within a lakh. But if you go out on Chroma, Reliance stores, you can get it easily between the range of 85,000 to 90,000, which is an awesome buy. And if you are able to get hands on the M1 MacBook Air, that is an awesome buy, and it will cost you 10 to 15,000 more than the MacBook Airs. Thanks for watching till here. See you in the next video.